Alright, so I'm back out here on my Stroker Big Bore DRZ. I just got home from a not very bright ride. The JNS supermoto light is doing a lot better. I had it aimed, I guess, about as low as it could go. I was trying not to blind people. And what resulted was I couldn't see diddly, so I'm back out here with it raised all the way up, and we'll see if I get flashed at any, but right now I can actually see what the heck I'm looking at going down the road. So that's a lot better on my end. Anybody else, we'll just have to find out from experience, but I switched over to this headlight after I ran the JNS DOT light since I got the bike back in 2020, and nothing was wrong with it other than they came out with something, you know, just a little bit better looking, that's for sure. I'll insert a picture of that here at some point. But this is also a JNS product, and the only thing that I had to say bad about it was it's plug and play, except for, I can't remember exactly which way it was, but I believe it was 2 female connections came in the box to run the running light, and it just wasn't gonna work. You know, electrical connections are one of those things, you know, male and male, female female, it's just not gonna work. So after some gender reassignment surgery, we were able to get the running light wired in and get it installed, and I really haven't rode at night since then. So this is the first time running around after that, and I'm a happy camper now that I got it adjusted the right way to start with. It's not enough to stop a car from pulling out in front of you in the middle of the night, but by golly, they're going to do what they want anyways. It's been about 100 degrees all week. Not joking. Corn sweat is a real thing. I guess one quarter plant can lose 4 cups of water a day to the atmosphere by sweating whenever it gets to be this time of year. So that's a lot of extra humidity, and it makes this last week of August around this time pretty miserable. But other than that, I haven't really had a inkling where I want to ride in 100 degrees weather with humidity, so I've drove all week. But next week's going to be cooler, about high of 80s, maybe a little chilly in the mornings, but my heated grips should come in a little handier this time of year whenever it's cooler in the morning. 60's doable, honestly, but you know, you got that option. It's pretty dark through here. I don't know why. There's not a lot of action going on. Normally this area is lit up, but it's a little dark. We'll light it up for them. The bars are not hopping, that's for sure. The next time I ride, it'll be on my MT-09 with the fresh Road Smart 4, so I've scrubbed them in a little bit around the block, but that's it so far. So I'm looking forward to this week riding to finish that process off and try them out. This is the most expensive tire I've really ran as far as something that's got good life. So I've mostly had a cheap set of GPR 300s, so they've had okay life. It's nothing to brag about. I guess it is for the price, really. I've had probably 3,000 to 5,000 miles somewhere in there. I'm not the best about keeping track of mileage, but that's pretty dang good out of a set of tires that's at the door to your door for around the $200 mark. I believe these Road Smart 4s ran me a couple hundred more, I'm not real sure. It's been a minute. I got the rebate, $60 off a set with install, so I haven't installed them myself yet until last weekend, and then I just haven't, like I said, rode because of the heat. So he didn't want none of this big. So yeah, this is the kind of weather that I get excited to ride in whenever we get out of that really, it's brutal heat. Just getting out to run around town in the evening whenever it's not so dang awful to be out and about. I haven't been up to too much lately other than work. I've had that. I've taught several classes here recently, 2 last month, 1 the month before, of course. I've got some more coming up this fall, so we'll be getting some students learned up. A lot of these people are the first time they've even touched a bike has been whenever we're guiding them, so that's pretty cool. When I've been doing that, I picked up a DRZ 400S model, blown up. I won't say too many details other than I think he didn't listen to a couple key pointers as far as a stroker big board build goes. There are certain requirements or minimums, however you want to look at it, but if you want one that you can rip on like this, you've got to do the do, and the do that was not done initially was a newer model automatic time chain, or let me rephrase that, a newer model cam chain tensioner. The manuals on this engine will have you all day long over tightening based on the volume and the sounds that these valve trains will make. It's impossible to get quiet. It's just not going to happen. So you're going to do what this guy did, over tighten it, ruin a perfectly good head. From there, whether it's because he reused some valves that sustained some damage, or when the head was damaged and it also damaged the stage 2 intake cam on that initial build, he went ahead and put a stock cam paired with a stage 2 exhaust cam on a stroker big bore. And I'm not an expert, but I couldn't tell you how to time that. And probably there's some random comment on Thumper Talk from 13 years ago that tells you it's okay and this is how you time it. But a good rule of thumb is to not do silly stuff, and to me that was silly. He should have just bought another stage 2 intake cam. But anyways, what happened on the second head was he dropped a valve, and with a dropped valve, of course, it locked up immediately. And I don't know how long ago it was blown up, but about 3 weeks ago he hit me up, and I went ahead and brought it home to let it rest in pieces, so to speak, aka part out. So got it for $1,000. We're up $1,800 right now, and we still got easily $500 left, so we're doing all right as far as that goes. I cannot complain about almost tripling my money on it. There is some work involved, and a few pumps of Gojo to handle that mess, but I keep getting these things blown up, and the frustrating part about it is when they're blown up, everybody's sitting there too, I'm going to say lazy and hope I don't offend either one of the previous owners of these bikes I've parted out, but when they're just, you know, had enough of touching the bike and messing with it, they've not put it back together for me, and I've had to, which I guess it's myself as well, a little too lazy, but I end up getting these things partially disassembled in boxes and stuff. I don't want to put them back together and tighten something down too much and strip something out, because it was meant to have an extra gasket or something in there that I didn't know to put in there, or a washer, and I don't want to strip nothing on like the bottom end where the, you know, the head bolts go. So I've not messed with them, but it'd be nice if I got one of these together and I could pressure wash it and clean it up pretty well before I went ahead and tore it down and got myself greasier than anybody should be getting. But yep, that's what I've been up to, parting out bikes, teaching classes, and I've been commuting pretty much about as much as I can, other than this last week since I got back from my wedding on the MT-09. So we've got a lot of miles on that bike now. It's going to need not really need, but I'm going to a fair bit of maintenance this fall and winter. So we're going to do some things like check the throttle body, what's the word, balance them. I don't think that's the right word, but it could be. Just wanted to do that. Might go ahead and look into steering bearings, since they're due at 12, and I guess I'd probably just do it in the next winter, honestly, because that's a whole other job in itself. And that's something I'm sure they're fine. The bike doesn't see water hardly ever. It's probably seen it 10 times in its whole life. Anything to seep in anywhere to ruin some steering bearings. So we'll probably just dive into that at the end of next season. But thanks for watching, and I'll let you know how the JNS Supermoto headlight goes the rest of the time I have it, if anything comes up. Thanks for watching.